Oh, hey everyone! Before we begin the fourth episode of Edo Self Talk, there's one little thing I got to do. So now is where I'm gonna finally change my calendar into the spooky season. So here we go. Here and since June is wow. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, perfect. Yep. Okay. All right. Here it is. It's finally October of spooky season. And now we can finally begin our fourth episode special. So let's cue the theme song. Hello, everyone. It's Edo 4 back with the fourth episode of Edo Self Talk. I have brought back the milk and I remembered my password. And before we begin, I'm gonna be right back once again. Like, hold on. All right, I'm back. This is just in case, the story I'm about to tell get a little thirsty or something like that. So, yeah, welcome you all back to the fourth episode of Edo Self Talk with myself and also the text box in case there is just certain things I forgot to say, and this is where the text box helped me. So, as usual, before we begin this episode, is the sponsor for this episode, as usual, is my book of Who Am I for Real Growing Up with Edo, part one of the book. Also, with the Amazon link is there as well. And also the video of the audio version of my said book of this. The links will be down in the description below. And one more little thing also before we begin is like stories like this, it might be a little bit like explicit or something like that. So you know what that means. We play this, the warning sound. So, man, where to begin, where to start? I know with this, I have been 3 to 4 months late, and I am going to do my best to explain what has happened in the whole situation. So, how and why was I gone this long? Well, the usual laptop that I have used for up to 7 years, and this month of October, spooky month, would have been 8 years particular that I would have this laptop. Not this laptop that I'm using right now. No, no, no. I'm talking about the old one. And the reason why I'm not using that one anymore is, well, it died on me. So basically, how it started was the podcast episode I was making for the Q&A of Thomas from Giant, the Thailand group Giant. I was just finishing that and I just posted the video. And keep in mind for this episode, not this one episode, that episode, I actually was working on it like all night. Like I believe I finished it around like 6 and 7 in the morning. With that in mind, there is a message from Podcast Edo that I like to share with you all when this video first came out. So please enjoy his message. Hello, my friends. It's Podcast Edo, and I just saw the views for the giant Q&A with Thomas, and I want to thank everyone for just 100 views. And for the upcoming podcast of the Q&A, it's going to be coming in a little bit later than usual. I will not just have a video for the anniversary of the fourth anniversary of my podcast, but also at least we'll have like an episode, I guess, detailing of what happened for, the self talk. So until that time, thank you all for seeing the video, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye. Yeah, as you could see, that did not go as planned. Yeah, like the day of, like I know this was like made like a few days later and stuff like that, but like like after the day that I just posted the video of the Q&A for Thomas from the Thailand group Giant Q&A, the next day when I was about to go out to the gym, the next thing that happened, like before this whole thing, it's like my screen went black. Now the thing about that was from that point, I say it happened around a few times, and I knew like what to do to like have it start over again or something like that. But this time, like as you could see from like these photos, it wasn't coming back on. I was really trying everything, even typing up in Google and stuff of like how to get it, get the screen popping again because it was working, but as you can see, there was no screen. There was no screen going on at all. So it was like all the bright lights is shining, but no screen. I mean, it would have been something if I would have got my screen back, but now there's like that would have been even more, messed up. But it turns out of what was going on with that said laptop was it was pretty much dying on me. Like it wasn't coming back on at all. And for that period of time when it was first happening, especially for the message that you saw from Podcast Edo, I was thinking this was something that was going to just maybe just leave like, just like a few days for it to get fixed up because I wasn't really in that much of a rush to, get it started again. It was just a little bit of technical problems, but it became even bigger than technical problems, especially since, me and my family, we went to, Best Buy and places like that to fix it, and it was just yeah, there was really no fixing it this time around. It was really like dying. It was just completely like it couldn't be fixed. The screen could not turn on. And even, when we even had other people that tried to fix it and stuff to make the screen and stuff come on, nothing. It was really nothing. And at this point, this, as you can see from these images, it was just far gone. It was like nothing could be saved. Noises is coming out of this thing. But the good news of it is that as you could hear and as you could look from this video that I made, I remember like just like I was saying in the beginning, I remember all the passwords. I got the best of everything I can. It was just really technical and financial difficulties that was really holding me back for coming back like this. And once again, I deeply apologize for like being gone for this long of a moment. And this is, this isn't just me. This is like all the other Edos from the other channels because I know I missed out on my podcast anniversary, and I definitely also missed out on, technically the first anniversary of promo Edo. I missed out on that too, and it wasn't even on purpose. This was literally something I really couldn't control, and it was just like I just had to really just sit in the background for quite some time just to figure out like what am I going to talk about? How am I going to talk about this whole situation? And yeah, that's really the reason why I've unfortunately been gone for such a long time. But as you can see, now I'm not only back in action, but I got a new laptop that go with it. And now, here is my farewell message from my old laptop to this one. Please enjoy my message.
Well, my old friend, thanks for everything. Thank you for sticking around for this long. And I won't forget you. And now we're going to move on to another chapter. Thanks for everything.
So yeah, this is why I've been gone for such a long time. But I know the other thing that you guys are asking, it's like, well, besides being in the background for a moment, what did I do to just at least, kill some time or just like what happened not too long ago? Well, I went to a Korean market that's called the Seoul Shop. It had all the Korean foods, all the Korean goodies, and even international foods as well. And then I spent some more time with family. And speaking of family, I even spent more time with family in California. With these pictures that you see here, I went on some trips of staying into a hotel, staying at Ugu Bugu's place, going into the Black Panther Museum, and also all the stuff that you see from what I took a photo of and all that. Yep, that's the stuff that really happened in California. It was really a good time. I really had a really great time being there. And well, hmm, hold up for a second. I think that might be it. I think that might have, yep, that might have been it. I hope with this episode I explained everything the best I could explain it. And especially even why this is like the fourth episode special. It's not even just because I'm back, but also this episode as well. This is the 4K special since I'm back in action. It's my fourth episode, and 4 on 4. We're making it back big time. And like I said, I'm gonna do my best to try to at least come up with more topics for at least these episodes. And also if you guys would like to comment of what other topics I should talk about or the whole 9 yards, that would help out too. And also speaking of which, for the promo channel, I am going to do my best to I'd probably say maybe next month, that's gonna be November, will be the time I'm gonna make at least a bit of an anniversary for that. And as far as the podcast, again, deepest apologies for from Podcast Settle for making you guys wait this long for Q&As, because I know I got to get those stuff back in action too, and I am going to do my best to at least from like next week or the week after to post as much as I can, because we got a lot of Q&As to cover, and thankfully I have a lot of time to cover it this time. And I'm really hoping that this time around that um I could just stay longer, hopefully. And there'll be lots of other new stuff coming within along the way. And before we head out, we got to do our usual thing with the shout outs. So I would say the old shout outs we're gonna start off with is gonna be from Ikana, Burry Crepe VTuber, Quackity, Stephanie Sue, aka Rotten Mango. It's Aaron speaking, Ziplicky, Ghost Claw Production Radio, Koi X Kenshin, and Briz. I know I've been gone quite as long as these two guys put together, but big shout outs to them. And for the shout outs for this episode, we got is Rascial Smile, Sora Reacts VTuber, CRG Videos, Stella Trix, Azharul I, Hot Hot Dance 333, Hargets on Deck, Shinsei Galverse, Jus Rye VEVO, Natalie, JS Vaughn, Mary Live, Mr. Nostalgic, Maury the VTuber, Monster Death, Muu Rain VTuber, Wafellmaker, Spike VTuber, Mutee Boyy, Kappace, Nikki and Steven Reacts, Cha Vtuber Your Mom, Glottal Stop, Tonzee Animation, Rainbow Ranger, Camelia VTuber, and also Valenti Videos. And big happy late 28th birthday to him too, because we're both in our 28th, so we both have matched today. And I'll have the Q&A for that is the explanation of why I called the song and all that stuff of Match Today. And speaking of which, I know unfortunately I actually have lost all the songs to make Match Today, not the video itself, or at least the song itself. I didn't lose that, but I did lose all the instrumentals and all the vocals for Match Today. But I have a feeling like in an upcoming near future, it might have to be redone anyway. But, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this fourth 4K special episode. Once again, deepest apology for being gone for so long. But I'm going to really, really do my best to come back in action and really deliver as much episodes of not only this podcast and promo stuff the best way I can, at least before this year is over. And on that note, I want to thank you all for 195 subscribers. And even for this being, I believe my 100, I think 100, either 114th or 104, editing Edo is going to help me out with that. And, hold up. As usual, you all, thank you all for watching. And I'm going to see you all again next time. Cue the new theme song. Goodbye. It's time for Edo Self Talk. Wow, 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 wow. Hello, everyone. It's Edo 4, and I am back with another episode yet again of Edo Self Talk. I brought back the milk, and also I remembered my password. And on that note, before we begin, hold up. That's probably the first blooper we're starting off with, aren't we? Okay. Guess so. Okay. speaking of which, here is my farewell message from my laptop. From my wait. As usual, you all. Thanks for And also, there is a little message that I want to share from Edo when podcast Edo when the video first came out. Hold up. Dude, wait. Okay, I was about to say for a second, if all of this did not film, yes, this is also gonna go in the blooper reels as well, imagine.